So here's the funny part. I didn't even write a acceptance speech yet. I literally went to go pick my daughter up from college, and then, yeah, it's not even together yet. And it gives me the motivation to continue the work. I know sometimes it's challenges, especially with different laws and legislations that we have that's against us. But I am here to continue that great work alongside of my colleagues and our board members here at Equality Toledo. And I am really looking forward to making changes that we have not addressed yet, with laws, with actually getting candidates that are affirming, and making sure we have more wraparound services that are more extended to our community, especially our trans community and our youth and our elderly population in the LGBTQ. And I'm really honored to know that the good work that we started is getting recognized, and I can't wait to continue even further. I would like to talk about how we have to break down discrimination in our own community as far as the LGBT community, and make sure that we remember a black trans woman and Latino trans woman gave us our liberation. So it's only right that we see and honor those LGBTQ folks of color. We need to make sure even our allies in the LGBT community protects us as well. Honestly, I do feel like it's hand in hand, because we have to start making that conversation within our community, on our streets, within our safe spaces here, to make sure then we bring it to the, state, local government, and the administration at higher government areas, such as the presidential areas, because we can't make changes on a big platform if we're not addressing them on a smaller platform. So, advocate means using our voices to uplift the community that's not being heard or seen, in a larger scale. Is making sure we're using our privilege, whether that be your race, your sexual identity, or orientation, to keep that conversation for those who are not in the room. I think it's a reassurance that we are all doing good work, and to have that extra support, for Ohio, so that we can combine and make sure that LGBT folks, Q folks, are being heard, being seen, being protected in Ohio. I think lived equality is pretty much knowing that you are a part of this space, you belong in this space. It's every day waking up knowing that you have a affirming community or space that could be whoever you want to be. First, I started off volunteering, seeing the good work they was doing at Equality Toledo. And then I actually volunteered for our community pantry, that we have been running for several years, because we knew it was barriers, for our community, especially for our trans community, to get access to food. And so over the years, I've just been so passionate about the mission that Equality Toledo sets out, and kept working with them and kept, praising them for the good work. And they praised me for my good volunteerism. And eventually they asked me to be the executive director. I would say start with your passion. Start with your heart and your passion. And if it involves a marginalized group, go to that group and say, what can I do? How can I represent you? And how can I be an advocate for you? Don't take up that space with your intentions only, and try to be the best advocate you can be, because it's one thing to go home after doing some duties and being relaxed in your privilege, but also it's another thing to be an active ally and continue that fight beyond that day, beyond that protest, beyond that march. First, I would like to definitely work with Equality Ohio to make sure that our hate and discrimination laws are stronger, to make sure we are more safe and to be who we are. And then I want to see more wraparound service for us to talk about the healthcare situations, the discrimination, the housing discrimination, to make better plans for the LGBT youth that are coming up. I think right now with the Black Lives Matter, we have to make sure all Black Lives matter, and we have to look at protection for our Black trans community, with the high rate of their violence taking their lives as we go towards, remembering them. We have to look at how we protect our communities, with reallocation of police funding, to make sure we have resources for our community as well. I would say you belong. You belong at the table, you belong in that space, and I'm sorry that you do not feel welcomed. And I hope one day we can give you that space where you can go anywhere and be welcomed. And if you need any assistance, we are here for you, like other orgs across Ohio, and that you are loved. My name is Sheena Barnes. I'm the Executive Director of Equality Toledo. My pronouns are she, her, they, them. And I am so honored to receive this award from Equality Ohio to be Northwest recognized for my activism. I will continue to do the great work, and I'm looking forward to working with Equality Ohio to make sure we continue the mission of discrimination and LGBT discrimination being ended by the good work and advocacy here in Northwest Ohio. Pretty much to re-emphasize the fact that we need to actually come together on all levels, and let's make sure we are loving all orientations, all gender identities, and just keeping that conversation also in our community about how we can make change that we haven't started yet. And we're working on it, but we need to work on it a little bit harder.